I've now got the pleasure to welcome to the stage the partners, supporters of this track. This is Fingersoft. We're going to give us some insight into building a studio, a blueprint for building a studio. Presumably their studio, I don't know. All right, Jaakko, round of applause. You can come to the centre. People are just coming in and out. We're about 8 minutes behind, but we were 15 minutes, so that's better. But you take as long as you need, within reason. Over to you.
All right. Good morning, or is it morning anymore, everybody? Are we still awake?
Yes.
Yes, good. There is coffee outside, so that helped me at least. So, hello everybody. My name is Jaakko Kylmaoja. I'm a CEO of Fingersoft, and as said before, I'm today talking about how to have a blueprint for a purpose and balance in game studios. And in the previous panel was said that, or was hoped that we would have like the future games coming, and I'm really happy to see that we have so many young people here in the audience. So I will tell you a story that how I started from the very beginning and how I became in the position that where I am now and how our company came. And the first thing that I believe that if you want to have a successful game studio, the first thing that you have to do is to make game studio that is not successful. At least that has been the case in Oulu-based game studios where I'm from. I first was in a game studio about 4 years that didn't become successful. We made educational games for children. Other founders of Fingersoft, for example, Tony Fingerus and other people also founded a Pixelane that was doing PlayStation games, and that didn't become successful. There was also Tuonela. Many of our employees have been working there too. So first you have to learn how to do things, and usually when you do that first time, it is really difficult to get it successful. But how to start the first one, because you first have to start an unsuccessful game studio. So I was studying in the University of Oulu, software business, and there basically the main thing was founding a company that we learned there. So together with a friend of mine, we started making a business plan for a game studio that we made educational games for children. And first we got concepting money from AVEC. That was about 5,000 euros that helped us in the beginning to make the concept. Then we participated in this innovation idea competition that was held by Finnish Entrepreneurs Association. And we were lucky to win that one. So that gave us something to go when going in discussions with different people. Then we also applied for the DigiDemo funding that was about 30,000 euros, and we also got that we could do the first demo. With that demo then, it was about 2009, and really there wasn't any funding for game studios there or any people that would believe that the game business would become big. So what we did was that we decided that the game would be in the real locations in northern Finland, where there were like the ski resorts like Isosyöte and Levi and Kemi, where this snow castle. So for those companies, it would be like marketing, and we would have these locations where the children then would play the educational games. So that worked well. We got customers, we got funding to develop the game, and for about 4 years we were able to do that. But in the end, there wasn't really success in our games. We didn't get players for them, and I decided then to write to my friend Toni Fingerus that I used to make games together when we were 13, that how about making games together again? And that was 2013. And Toni had just made the Hill Climb Racing 1 game that was pretty successful from the very beginning. So then started my Fingersoft career as a product director there. And in the very beginning of Fingersoft, we were very product orientated. We were focusing to the user experience, and that was really, really important for us. It was so important that we even sacrificed ourselves when trying to make that as successful as possible. And that led us to burnouts. And that's how we started thinking maybe we should do something with the company to avoid these burnouts happening in future. So when we had another game in 2016, Hill Climb Racing 2, we of course had to have more people, and we had to start thinking also that how to manage all the people that we have in the company. And slowly we kind of started to figure out that what is the whole point of this. And finally we ended up having this vision where it says that together we are creating a caring environment where creative talent has the best possible chances to provide successful games that feel great to play. So basically what this means that because Hill Climb Racing nowadays has over 2 billion downloads, that makes it the most downloaded racing game in the world in all platforms. And to have some product that is best in something, we believe that you have to have the best possible people to do that. And to have the best possible people to do that, we believe that we should provide the best possible working environment for that. And what the best possible working environment means, in my opinion, is that you have the proper infrastructure to make the game successful, the publishing power, and also the environment that takes care of your well-being. So how we then get to the caring environment? There are 3 main points here that I have put that we are working currently. So first, meaningfulness. And meaningfulness for us means that we have aligning values, we take care of purpose, that your work has impact, that you have autonomy, and you have possibility to growth. Also, the positive workplace culture is very important. It has to be supportive, inclusive, and respectful. And also we've been working with the work-life balance. That means basically that we don't stretch schedule. We stretch schedules, but not people. And also we have this 80% working time with 90% salary option that we had from the beginning of this year. So in meaningfulness, as I said, that one thing is that to have aligning values so that the employees have the same values that the company has. So how we did that was that the values were actually written by our employees. So we had this 2-phase questionnaire where in first phase our employees write down what they think that our values are, and then in the next phase then we voted that what we think that those values were. And there we got these values that has, for example, that it's okay to make mistakes, we will learn from them. That was for us very, very important value because we were so successful from the very beginning. So it meant that we had like a lot of money running all the time from different from ad monetization and other parts. If server went down, it meant that we lost a lot of money, and that might have been quite nerve-wracking for people. But to actually have it as a value and making it kind of okay, it's for that environment was very important. Also, what we have done for having better meaningfulness has been that we started using objectives and key results from the beginning of this year. That helps really to kind of, when you know what is the key objective of the company, and then when your own teams have objectives that are aligned to the company objective, then every people and have these tasks that are aligned in all these objectives, it really shows you that this gets us to the one common direction. And also, where all these tasks there are, you see the percentage of then you see the impact that how we are going towards our targets. And also, because our teams can make their own objectives, it gives us autonomy. And also, the last point of meaningfulness was the growth. We have an educational budget for every employee. It's 4,000 euros for 2-year time. So basically, what you can do that you can go to GDC San Francisco, for example, every other year, or then you can do something that is not so expensive, like every year, for example. So 2,000 euros per year on average. Also, the positive workplace culture was the second part that we have in our caring environment. And the points there were that it should be supportive, inclusive, and respectful. How to have it as supportive as possible. So what helped us a lot was that we got true HR professional to our company. And during the COVID times, we actually doubled the amount of our employees from around 50 to now having 110. And a lot of those new employees were coming from abroad. And to have that possible, we had to have really good relocation support. And that is so good that actually the people, it got quite easy for us to get new people from abroad to Oulu because we took care of everything basically. And also having the culture that we have means that if some teams are having problems, then other teams come and help together to solve the problems. And also having frequent one-on-one meetings is really important for getting feedback of what you do. Some of our teams are doing that well. Some are still struggling because there are maybe too much people in the teams, but we are trying to figure out how to make that work better. Then things that help the inclusiveness. Well, the values were created together, as I said before. When we do big changes, we ask our employees, we have surveys that what do you think about this kind of, for example, the 80% working time trial. We asked our employees beforehand that do you think that this would be good for our company? So that also helps inclusiveness when you really are heard. Also, we shared data openly. For example, every monthly we show the in-app purchase and ad revenues of all our games, so we know where we are and we can see how it affects our bonuses, so we know that where the target is and where we are in that target. Also, we offered ownership to our employees. Last year was the last time. The first time was 2016. And that also, I remember 2016 when I became also owner of the company that really affected how we thought about the company and how we did things and how much we kind of spent money on things. And also having a lot get-togethers helps really the inclusiveness. We believe that for having good communication, you have to have a good trust for the people, and to have good trust for the people, it really means that you know the people that you are working with, and to know the people that you're working with, having some casual occasions together really helps that. And also being respectful is really important. That means that we should have clear expectations. So values are, for example, good for that if, for example, we said that you have to communicate respectfully. So if it's written in the value and somebody doesn't communicate respectfully, then we can point to that value that are we acting according to our values or are we not? And also open communication is really important, that we also talk about some problems that we have, and that if we have issues that they are addressed promptly is very important. Otherwise, the values don't really matter. Then about the workplace balance. So this was in news also this and last year quite a lot. So basically, as I said, that we tend to kind of compete on who were working the most, who did most extra hours, and that kind of led us to burnouts. So then we really realized that we have to have some kind of tools for us to kind of understand that it is not okay to do so much work that you burn out. And also we realized that there might be some kind of phases in life where it is really difficult to kind of recover from the work. If you, for example, if you have to take your children to daycare and to the hobbies after that, and then think that when you have time for yourself. So this is tool for that kind of special occasions. And we had 1 year trial for that, and we learned that actually 6-hour days were better for us than the 4-day weeks, especially in efficiency side. Basically, if you had 4 days in a week, for us in our studies, it meant that you had the same kind of percentage less of efficiency than the working hours. But in 6-hour working days, it was pretty much the same. And also, the well-being results were much better in the 6-hour model. So we started this as a permanent model from the beginning of this year. And also, one of the most important things that we actually do games that we would like to play ourselves. So that really helps also the meaningfulness. If you would do games that you think that are bad for the world, it would be really difficult to kind of get to the working place every day. So here are our games that we love to play ourselves. We just released the Hill Climb Racing Plus, that is the arcade version of Hill Climb Racing 1 game, and we are really excited about that. So we have Hill Climb Racing 2 that was launched 2016, and also Boom Carts. And we also are currently soft launching Lego Hill Climb Adventures, and in addition to these, we also have announced the development of Hill Climb Racing 3 game. So that was my time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sounds like you've done a brilliant job there. Sounds like a really nice place. Have you got any jobs going? Are you hiring at the moment?
Yeah, there might be. If you go to Fingersoft.com and careers, you might find something there.
Check it out. Has anybody got a question for Fingersoft? Anything you want to ask? No? Oh, there's one in the middle there. Go on. Well, let the mic come so we can, otherwise you can't hear it. It's come to you.
You mentioned about giving ownership to the employees. How did that work?
Yeah, so basically the employees, they bought the ownership, but we also provided bonuses before that. They actually had money to buy this ownership, so we tried to make it so that the bonus was before that, so they could decide then that would they want to buy the ownership or just keep the money. And most of the people did buy the ownership.
Fantastic. Okay. Cool. And do you have any? Because obviously you're up in Oulu, which is lovely. I've been up there myself. Do you have a big office in Helsinki now, or elsewhere around, or is it still mainly centered up to?
Yeah. So from the 110 people that we have, about 100 works in Oulu, and we have also a small studio here in Helsinki, in Kalevankatu. So about 10 people are working there.
Cool. Fantastic. Well, hopefully get a chance to come and visit you again. I enjoyed a street party. I was there last time. So round of applause, please, for Mark. Thank you very much.